All right, so today we are going to be taking a look at the VEVOR weather station. This actually has a very large weather station with a weather vane, or with wind vanes and things like that. So it's going to tell you the wind speed, which right now is coming out of the southeast at about 7 miles per hour. So come in real close. Okay, so what we're seeing here is the date, which is 8/29, and here's the date over here, which is at 8/29 as well on a Tuesday. They're both showing the moon phases right down here, and they're also showing both barometric pressure. Now there is just a little bit of difference. I'm not quite sure why that is. 29.57 on the HODIC and 29.18 on the VEVOR. Not a big difference there, but what I want you to notice here is this little arrow right here. It is a straight arrow, which is telling me that there's been no change in the last hour. When we start looking at temperatures now, we have an indoor temperature over here of 75.3. This is reading 75, so pretty equal there. We also have 45% humidity in the house versus a 51% humidity in the house. And then you've also got a happy face right here, which means that that is a comfortable temperature, comfortable humidity in the house. There's also a straight line here, or straight arrow here, which is telling me that's not changed within the last hour. When we look at the outdoor temperature, you can see we got an 82.7 in the shade, 84.2, and then you see an arrow going up, which means that the temperature is rising within the last hour. Humidity outside 56%, which is going down. So it's not very cloudy out there. You can see the forecast. They got 6 different forecasts on here, which is telling me today it's partly cloudy. Right up here we can see the light intensity. And as the sun comes up and the sun moves over to the southwest, this is going to be up into the 80s. It goes all the way up to 200 on a clear day. The UV is a 3, which is a moderate, which means there's not a lot of clouds in the sky, but there is some. And you can see that that light is changing as the clouds cross the sun. So that's super nice, super accurate, I would say, as well. Then we can, if we was to push the temperature, we can see what it feels like. That is the feels like temperature out there. And I push it again. That's the heat index, which is an 87.4. And then wind chill. Of course, there is no wind chill in the middle of summer. Dew point 66.5. And then we get back to our regular temperature. Those features are not available on the HODIC, which is a really nice feature to have. We can do the rain, but again, we haven't had any rain forever here in the Midwest. The wind speed, we can see we are having gusts of 4.5 miles per hour, and you can see how the wind's direction changes just a little bit from east to southeast. And we push that again, we can see the wind direction, 72 degrees, the wind by miles per hour. We can also see changes in the barometer, and we also have alerts. There will be an alarm that goes off when temperatures reach a certain range. Temperature of 104, alarm's going to go off. Humidity at an 80%, or if we get an indoor temperature of 122, again, we can set all these parameters however we want to. And then you've also got your maximums on all of these for the day, for the last 24-hour period. Okay, so here we are taking a look at the VEVOR unit, and you can see where it captures the wind speed right here. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you. Being out here down low, I think the wind speed is much less than what it is up in the trees, or if we was to have this up on top of the house. This is telling it it's about a 4-degree wind speed, and I don't think that that's really accurate. This is giving us the wind direction right here. Your solar panel here, it does take batteries, and then when you do mount this, you want to make sure that this is facing south and this is facing north. Up on top of the unit, there is an end there so that it is facing north. Now, I did use a compass. I knew which direction north was, but I wanted to get within 1 or 2 degrees of true north. And then, so right on top here is your rain gauge. And, we've not had to use that yet, so I don't know how accurate that is. Wind speed, I think, is just a little bit off. Wind direction is accurate. Outside of that, everything is really good. Now, you could mount this to a platform. You could mount this also to a wall. I actually have it on a post, and it's really sturdy here on the post, and I don't think that there's going to be any wind that's going to be able to blow that off. Really nice little unit here. If I was to have my choice between the VEVOR and the HODIC, I would definitely go with the VEVOR.